As the world begins to turn its attention towards North America for the World Cup, the Prinx Tires USL Cup rolls on, and round 3 of this competition brings us to the Smoky Mountains for the 11th edition of the Smoky Mountain Smackdown between One Knoxville and Chattanooga Red Wolves. This match brought to you by KUB Fiber. Stream faster with fiber. Let's dive in to the Prinx Tires USL Cup standings. One Knoxville sitting in 5th place, Chattanooga Red Wolves in 6th place. All in all, this match unlikely to have any impact on who wins this group. Chattanooga out of contention. One Knox would need to win and would need a 3-way tie atop the group and a whole lot of other things to go their way. It is highly unlikely that they win as well, but it's still a rivalry, so always a lot to play for when these two sides square off. John Murphy, our player to watch for the home side today, and it has been a breakout season for him. You see those 3 goals, which may not sound all too impressive, but that is a career high for him in a single season. Ian Fuller said it to us. He did not know that John Murphy had these goals in him. He's been so impressed by what his midfield has brought to the team, and he'll look for more from him today. Meanwhile, one guy who we all knew could score goals, Omar Hernandez. After a career season last year, he's continued that this year under Scott McKenzie. 4 goals and 2 assists all across all competitions this season. The midfielder making his first start of Prinx Tires USL Cup play will certainly be a key piece for the visitors. The 11th all-time edition of the Smoky Mountain Smackdown, the first of this season. Always intriguing when these two sides hit the pitch against one another. We'll have lineups and kickoff for you in a moment. One Knoxville, Chattanooga Red Wolves next.
Tired of dealing with the same drain problems again and again? Zoom Drain Bio helps stop backups before they start. This safe, natural probiotic treatment breaks down grease and waste. No harsh chemicals, no pipe damage, just cleaner drains and fewer surprises. With regular use, Zoom Drain Bio keeps your system flowing and extends the life of your Zoom Drain service. Zoom Drain Bio, a greener way to protect your pipes, your budget, and the planet.
Extra. It changes the energy on the field and off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game. At Regions, we celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence, while our team goes the extra mile so your financial wins keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary at Regions, official bank of the SEC.
I would never go back to my previous provider.
If I had this sooner, I could have eliminated a lot of frustrations.
I don't have to hear, "Mom, the internet is not working."
If you don't have it, you'd be crazy not to switch.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance and the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Just about set to kick things off here at Covenant Health Park. The reigning champions looking to take on their in-state rival in the Chattanooga Red Wolves as round 3 of the Prinx Tires USL Cup rolls on, brought to you by KUB Fiber. All right, let's dive into the starting 11 for these two sides. As we mentioned earlier, both of these teams, well, Chattanooga certainly eliminated from potentially winning the group. One Knoxville, it is a real long shot for them to do so. So major squad rotation for Ian Fuller's side. These lineups brought to you by KUB Fiber. Most notably, Nick Lemon getting the start in goal today. This is his first professional start for the second-year reserve keeper for One Knoxville. A couple of other names, Scott McLeod, Eli Conway, Stephen Cordova getting starts. Not guys who normally see a lot of playing time for this team, although there are some notable names, Dean Linares Goling up front, who have been contributors for them this season. Meanwhile, not as much rotation for Scott McKenzie's Red Wolves side, though we do see a new face in goal, Ricardo Jerez, one of the more experienced players in this league, the 40-year-old goalkeeper, getting the start, just his third appearance across all matches this season. And Christian Engman getting the start at center back. This is his USL Cup debut. He's only played 54 minutes in 2 appearances all season, but still some notable goal scorers. Matt Bentley up front, Pedro Hernandez up front. Both of those guys can certainly find the back of the net, and we touched on Omar Hernandez as our player to watch for the visitors today. The 11th meeting between these sides in a rivalry that is dubbed the Smoky Mountain Smackdown. A series that won Knoxville leads 5-4-1 all time across all competitions. Let's dive into our keys to the game for this one. With the rotation and some guys who are younger and maybe a little bit less experienced getting time, develop depth. You never know when some of these players will have to step up for one Knoxville as the season progresses. And meanwhile, for Chattanooga, this team has struggled early on in matches defensively. They've conceded the most goals in the first 15 minutes of fixtures this season with 6. That has prevented this team from playing how they want to play. And Scott McKenzie said that his team has to be better defensively early on if they're going to have a shot today against their in-state foes. And we are underway, meeting number 11 of the Smoky Mountain Smackdown Prinx Tires USL Cup edition. Happy to have you with us here at Covenant Health Park in Knoxville, Tennessee. John Gross with you for this Wednesday night showdown on the eve of the World Cup 2026. So much excitement across the continent, so much excitement worldwide. These two teams battling it out in a match that most likely will not have any bearing on who wins this group, but a rivalry always has some intrigue to it. One Knoxville 0-1-1 in this competition thus far, sitting on 2 points. That one draw saw them win the shootout. Ian Fuller's side 7-4-6 across all competitions this season. They've been surging in league play as of late, sitting in second place of the USL League One table at 6-3-2, with just one loss in their last 9 matches. Chattanooga also 0-1-1 in USL Cup play, but Red Wolves lost their lone shootout. There's Ian Fuller, the reigning League One Coach of the Month. Led one Knoxville to a double last year, claiming the Players' Shield and the title. First trophies in club history. What a job he has done. He felt that last match against Greenville Triumph, last league match that is, was probably his team's most complete performance of the season. So that match came 12 days ago. Both these teams actually coming off of pretty long hiatuses, and you look at Ian Fuller's side, it's been 12 days. Scott McKenzie's team hasn't played in 11 days. Chattanooga's had a bunch of these prolonged breaks early on this season, which Scott McKenzie said has made it difficult for this team to find a rhythm. There he is, the third-year full-time head coach and reigning coach of the year, who last year led his team to a second-place finish in the regular season behind one Knoxville. But a disappointing loss in the quarterfinals, ending the postseason run abruptly. Throwing in the way for one Knoxville, who drew Tulsa, won the shootout in that match, and then lost 1-0 against San Antonio. Meanwhile, Chattanooga, a 1-0 loss against Corpus Christi, and a shootout defeat against Birmingham Legion. There's John Murphy, who we highlighted in the open. This is his first start of USL Cup action this season. He's been a key cog in the midfield for Ian Fuller's side. Cordova nods on. There's Donovan Williams. Williams, somebody who might be a little bit rusty. He hasn't played in a couple of weeks, did not play the last 2 league matches. First-year pro, the former Ohio State standout. And John Motto says, Joshua Ramos, you have to back up, my friend. As Ramos sends it out for a 1 Knoxville throw. Murphy, but first a whistle. And will we see an early card? We will not, but Ron Lombardi getting a stern talking to from John Motto. Jaheim Brown back on his feet as we take a look at our Bush's Beans replay. Roll that beautiful bean footage. It's lifted along, and no trouble for Ricardo Jerez. Jason Smith, the normal starter in goal for Chattanooga, but it's Jerez who gets the start today, his 3rd start across all competitions this season. This is his 564th professional appearance in a career that began all the way back in the 05-06 season. He's played all across Central America, South America. And here he is again, forced off his line. .62 caps for his native Guatemala as well. Longtime keeper for his national team. As Hernandez watches it trickle out for a throw. So it is Omar Hernandez who will toss this in. He has a long toss in his arsenal. Sun beating directly into his eyes as Hernandez heaves it in, and it's launched away clear. This is a Chattanooga side that is trying to find some momentum as it heads back into league play at Portland Hearts of Pine on Saturday. A team that currently sits 13th place. That is Chattanooga sitting in 13th place. And again, it's been tough for this team to build a rhythm with the long breaks they've had. Eric Kinsner is down. Let's take one more look at it. Check that Matthew Acosta. First-year pro who has started every match of league play this season. He's making his 2nd USL Cup start today. Omar Hernandez lays it wide. Space for service, driven in. Did it take a deflection of the way? And it will be Chattanooga possession. Take a look back at it. Donis Lelin, the one who sprayed this across. And it did appear to graze the fingertips of Nick Lemon, as you see on our Bush's Beans replay. Acosta floats one in. Acosta's ball headed and watched wide for a Nick Lemon goal kick. What an opportunity today for Nick Lemon. You have Ricardo Jerez on one side playing in his 564th pro match. Meanwhile, Nick Lemon for Knoxville playing in his first professional match. Second year with One Knoxville. Last year backing up Sean Lewis, the goalkeeper of the year in this league. This season behind Johan Garibay. Lemon played collegiately at Northern Kentucky, where he started for his final 2.5 seasons. And a well-deserved opportunity for him today. There he is. His first true match since 2024, the fall of 2024, that is. He was a Norseman at NKU. Lombardi drives it across, and it's tapped out for a corner. Omar Hernandez will play this in. He has a lethal left foot. Truly a set-piece maestro for Scott McKenzie's side. Ball in from Hernandez. Dean nods away. Dean spearheading this formation for One Knoxville. Prolific goal scorer, 10 goals last season. Williams links up with Linares. And a bit heavy on the feed from Kyle Linares. Fans, enter the Prinx Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on screen and enter today. Those are some pretty awesome prizes that you can win. If I won that, I'd be all about that tent. That is perfect for tailgating. So make sure to enter. Best of luck. Space for Gouling. Leaves it for Dean. Babacar Dean lost his footing. As Harris quickly disposes of it. And it trickles nicely for Chattanooga. Hernandez chips it central. Lombardi off the half volley. It's redirected goalward off the post. And a corner on the way. A frantic moment, but it's Scott McLeod in just his third appearance of the season. Prevents a goal. And there's 5. Got a toe on it initially. So a frantic back and forth moment in the opening moments of this match. And again, Chattanooga has struggled defensively in the first 15. Nearly conceded to Dean, but also nearly scored off a counter. Lelin. Lifted in by Engman. Williams unable to clear. And it will be a goal kick. One more look at it. Donovan Williams having a tough time finding it. And you do wonder if the sun had any impact on that. There's Pedro Hernandez, 4 assists on the season. Danny Fernandez, the captain of this team. A beloved player here in Knoxville. Tapped ahead, Gouling. As it's nodded on by the former One Knoxville man, Angelo Kelly Rosales. So far, so good for the visitors, who have struggled mightily in the first 15 minutes of matches. And for a team that much prefers to play out of possession, they've conceded goals early. And Scott McKenzie said that has really hampered his team's ability to play its style. That's allowed teams to say, hey, Chattanooga, you must beat us, rather than the opponent having to beat Chattanooga. As a lovely ball makes its way through for Williams. Donovan Williams plays it central, and it's broken up by Engman. Bentley finds Lombardi. Our own Lombardi leads the charge. Lombardi places it wide as Lemon hauls it in. I wonder how Lemon is feeling today. At long last, his pro debut, as he launches ahead. Dean brings it in. Dean. Oh, a lovely split, and Dean left it upstairs. Babacar Dean, more than just a finisher. He can create for himself as well as he splits through traffic. The duo of Engman and Hernandez, no match for Babacar Dean. He's been an instrumental piece of this club since joining ahead of last season. Gouling. Linares works at Engman. Linares leaves it central. Gouling brings it in. Could not let it fly as it's poked away by Acosta. And we're starting to see One Knoxville find its stride in the attack. Look at her Bush's Beans replay. Chattanooga able to do just enough to prevent Gouling from unleashing on Frame. Gouling, somebody who did not play in that 2-0 win against Greenville Triumph last time out. That was a match that was 0-0 through 45 minutes, but a Greenville own goal and a Bradilio Rodriguez goal catapulted One Knox into the win column. And speaking of Rodriguez, that was his last match with One Knoxville. After a dominant start to the season, he was recalled by his parent club, Lexington. So he's back at the USL Championship level. Ian Fuller had glowing words to say about Rodriguez. He said he was the most amazing loanee that he's ever been around. They won't be able to replace him, but they'll need guys to step up to fill that void. As Hernandez pokes it through, Lombardi stopped his run and restarted a bit too late. Both teams chances early in this one. Still no breakthroughs. The 11th meeting between these two rival sides, the Smoky Mountain Smackdown, which is one of my favorite rivalry nicknames in all of American sports. Absolutely love it. And it's a series that has resulted in some memorable matches as Ramos dances free. It's a series that has also been neck and neck. One Knoxville leads at 5-4-1 all time. First time that they're squaring off in 2026. Rolled ahead for Matt Bentley. Bentley wiggles free. Bentley's cross blocked by Fernandez. And he wins a corner. Matt Bentley, so dangerous out wide for this side. If we take a look at the Bushes Beans replay, roll that beautiful bean footage. And Bentley does well enough to win a second corner kick for Chattanooga. It's played short. Hernandez sails it, and a goal kick for Lemon. Knox claims the throw. A side that has been surging in league play as of late, just one loss in the last 9 matches. Sitting in second place of the league table. And there were certainly some question marks about this one Knoxville team. Of course, last year winning the Player Shield and winning the league title, but pretty hefty roster turnover from last season to this year. Plus some injuries early on in the campaign, and you did wonder a little bit, how would this team fare early on? But so far, so good. As Brown pops it in, it's a beautiful ball. Goling heads it, and Mikael Goling left it just upstairs. On an absolute platter, Jaheim Brown, a delicious delivery. He could not have placed this ball any better. What a service, and Goling left it just high. And that is certainly beautiful bean footage on our Bushes Beans replay. Lombardi leaves it off, rolled ahead. Bentley offside. Turn to turn to ESPN2 on Wednesday, June 17th for a USL League One battle. Forward Madison looked to regain momentum against surging Fort Wayne FC at 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on ESPN2, June 17th. Should be a fun battle. Fort Wayne, one of the expansion clubs this season as this wonderful league continues to grow. Forward Madison, a staple of this league and club that is nationally known for the flock, its fantastic supporter group. Should be a great atmosphere. Lombardi nods on. Pedro Hernandez is there. Hernandez plays it in towards Bentley. Fernandez nods away. Finally settled by Conway. And Schooling heads forward. And it's Kelly Rosales who settles it back for Chattanooga. Playing against his former club today, Angelo Kelly Rosales. Spent 3 seasons with Knoxville. He was brought in to Chattanooga initially on a 25-day contract in early May, but had that extended for the rest of the season. Dean. Dean wins it back. Advantage play. Dean leaves it central. Linares. And a corner kick on the way. First corner kick of the night for One Knoxville. Stephen Cordova will send this in. This is his first appearance since April 18th, the first-year pro who signed after a successful trial stint in the preseason. This is USL Cup debut. In-swinger from Cordova, stays in the area, and Jerez cleans up the mess. He was last off the head of McLeod, and no trouble for the veteran keeper. Not quite on the same page as Murphy leads the charge. Gouling. Brown. Gouling. Back for Brown. Brown's cross block. Brown does well to stick with it. Brown centering feed for Murphy. Headed by Dean, and it's tapped away. Cleared only as far as the edge of the box and hit wide. Ricardo Jerez did just enough to keep one Knox off the board. One more look at it. Brown able to stay with it. Jerez just bats it away. And Red Wolves lucky that that one was off target because Jerez would have had really no shot to get there. And he'll take a second here. Jerez in his fourth season with Chattanooga. What a career he has had. Over 500 professional appearances, primarily across Central and South America. Also 62 caps for his native Guatemala. He will be tended to here. This does give both sides a chance to get hydrated. Match that most likely will have no bearing on who wins this group, but a rivalry nonetheless. As Jerez gets tended to, let's take another look at what went down. So Jerez extends to slap it away, and then Linares falls on him. And as you see, good sportsmanship, those two exchanging a high five. Scott McKenzie instructing his side. What a job he's done leading Chattanooga. Last season, second place in the league. Somebody who was hired as the interim head man back in August of 2023. And even before that, he was intimately familiar with this organization, having managed Park City Red Wolves, which is Chattanooga's USL 2 affiliate. And he did say, despite some of his team's early season struggles in terms of not earning results, his team at a pretty similar point to last year. They're just trying to build that consistency and that identity, which has been tough to do given how many long breaks they've had between matches. Though it will be tough the rest of the way. They don't have many of these long matches in the latter portion of the season, really after July. It is a heavy load for this squad. He would certainly prefer a more balanced schedule, but nonetheless, his side will attack it head on. Good to see Jerez A-OK. Fernandez whips out for a throw. If you look at some of the numbers, 3 shots so far for one Knoxville, 1 on target, 2 for Chattanooga. The possession battle, which is always something to monitor when Chattanooga plays about 60-40 in favor of one Knoxville, which is right around Chattanooga's season average, just 38% possession. Last year it set the League One record for the lowest average possession at 37%. We will see a throw from Omar Hernandez as he heaves this into the mix. Punched away. Bentley. Hernandez slashes, flicks, headed on frame, and no trouble for Nick Lemon. His first professional save. And what a night this is for him. Former standout at Northern Kentucky University. He began his career at the University of Vermont before finishing things at NKU. Backup keepers deserve a ton of respect. They put so much work in. And unlike other positions, I mean, there's just one of them. Like, it's what it is. You have your starting keeper and you have your backup, and that's it. And you're lucky to get a couple of appearances per season. So congrats to Nick Lemon making his debut this evening. Throw in from Brown. Murphy slapped it. Murphy. Lifted back towards Murphy. Met by Lelin. Hernandez. A lovely spin. Omar Hernandez follows it up. Bentley, 1-2 attempt unsuccessful. And a goal kick on the way. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Williams. Linares. Lays it off, Murphy. Back towards Linares. You can see the idea, but just a bit out of his reach. Free kick on the way for the visitors. And John Motto will have them send it back. Eric Kinsner, who has played every minute of every match that he's played in this season. Such an experienced player for his youth, just 23 years of age. But this is his 134th pro appearance. Playing for his 4th USL team in Chattanooga. Pedro Hernandez. Lombardi, as it's stabbed away as Goulding rolls forward. Counter pressed as well to win it back. Ramos. Back towards Ramos, who turns into space. Joshua Ramos, space to work with. Ramos leaves it central, and it's drilled just wide. Pedro Hernandez certainly had a window to work with. One more look at our Bush's Beans replay. Ramos, who causes so many issues out wide, as well to pivot into space and connect with Hernandez. But the end product just not there. Hernandez, certainly a goal scorer. He's only scored once this season, but double-digit goals last year. Scott McKenzie said he's a guy who not only will score for us, but he also routinely covers amongst the most ground for this team, and he's also stepped into a big leadership role. While Effie, who is basically Mr. Chattanooga Red Wolves, suffered an injury, so he's been unavailable, and it's been Pedro Hernandez who has filled that void. Final 10 minutes of this first 45. A match that most likely will have no bearing on who wins this group in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Chattanooga already eliminated from potentially winning the group. Knoxville needs a whole host of permutations to go their way to even have a shot. Very much unlikely, but it is still a rivalry. And Scott McKenzie said it's also an opportunity for his team to create some rhythm, build some momentum. Ian Fuller echoed a similar sentiment, acknowledging this is a rivalry, of course. A dance from Conway, who skies it across. Direct ball headed away by McLeod. Dangerously passed back. Advantage played here. Fernandez threads it for Williams. Williams. Linares back for Williams. Murphy gives it away. Ramos, good read to break things up. Here's Murphy, goes down, and a free kick on the way. Won't be any more than that. John Motto will have a chat with Pedro Hernandez. Clearly a tug down from behind. Williams the intended target. Ramos is there, and Ramos is surging. Joshua Ramos races ahead. Ramos pulls it back for Hernandez, but you can see the pace and the quality that Ramos brings to this side, the member of the U.S. Virgin Islands national team. Lelin accelerates. Lelin, his cross blocked. Able to recover. It's blasted in, headed down and wide. Take a look at it. This ball in from Kinsner, raising the head of Hernandez, who's had a couple of goals so far, which is certainly the usual for this side. Number 14, key cog in this attack. It is an attack that has been lethal for much of this season. Second most goals scored on average in the league, and a yellow card comes out. Let's take one more look at it. It's Matthew Acosta. Looks like he sent studs into Babacar Dian. Dian back on his feet. Our first booking of the match, it is Matthew Acosta, who was shown yellow. First-year pro for Chattanooga, who played his collegiate soccer at UNC and Rutgers. He actually has a chance to play against one of his former teammates today if we see Nico Rosamilia make his way on for one Knoxville. Those two play together in Piscataway, New Jersey for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And Hernandez wins a whistle. Final minutes of this first 45. Round 3 of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Both these teams looking for their first win in this competition, which, look, if you don't win one of your first 2 matches in this competition, you're basically done for. It is very difficult to win your group if you do not win at least one of those first 2. It's also tough for these League One sides having to compete against USL Championship clubs. And look at AV Alta, who's the only League One team in the group. 5 USL Championship teams and then AV Alta. So life pretty tough for them. They'll play later tonight. But you look at all these groups, all 7 of them led by USL Championship clubs. So Schooling taken down. You see that in the replay. And there is Angelo Kelly Rosales, former One Knox player, and again a free kick on the way. This one in a threatening area. Steven Cordova will send this in. First-year pro who played collegiately at Presbyterian and UNC Greensboro. His first appearance in about a month and a half. Ball in from Cordova, and it heads out unscathed. The eve of the 2026 World Cup. Pretty busy day across both levels of USL. Putting the finishing touches on round 3 of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Also a couple of league matches as well this evening. There's Donovan Williams. Brown. Murphy. John Murphy Jr. hangs one ahead for Jaheim Brown. Back for Murphy. Murphy. Then sneak one through. Here comes Chattanooga on the counter. This is where this team thrives. They're well defended by one Knoxville. That's always the focal point, playing against Chattanooga. Can you limit those counterattacks? One Knox does well to do so right there. Murphy muscled down by Aaron Lombardi. And a free kick, and as you see, John Motto say no more. So free kick from John Murphy Jr. In the midst of the best season of his career, and Ian Fuller did say he is at the right age to have that best season of his career. Looking to build on it right here. In the dying embers of his first 45. Ball in from Murphy, and Jerez is there. Jerez launches long. Unsuccessful first touch, and Murphy cleans things up. Stoppage time is brought to you by Zoom Drain, the official drainage partner of One Knoxville SC. 3 minutes of added time in this first half. A first half that has seen 11 combined shots, but just 2 shots on target. Gouling. Murphy. As it clipped away, and Murphy whistled, and he is beside himself. And now Murphy appears to be in some discomfort as well. Take a look at it. Murphy did step on that boot of Aaron Lombardi. So Jerez will restart things. Hernandez could not stay on it. Cordova the takeaway. Here comes Dean. Played out by Yangman. Final moments of first half stoppage time. And Kelly Rosales shown yellow in his return to Knoxville. John Murphy Jr. is down. Let's take a look at that replay brought to you by Bush's Beans. Former One Knox player had 7 goals, 8 assists across his 3 seasons in Knoxville, including that title-winning campaign last year. This likely the final moment of this first half. Chattanooga seconds away from getting out of this first half without conceding a goal. That has been their weakness this season. There's still one last moment to defend as it's lifted in. Jerez lost it. Jerez battles. And a whistle against McLeod. Let's take another look at it. Jerez went up for it. And the whistle sounds as well. So that'll do it for the first 45 minutes of the 11th edition of the Smoky Mountain Smackdown. And we are scoreless, 0-0 in this third round of the USL Cup fixture. Handful of opportunities for both sides, but nothing to show for it just yet. Still 45 minutes left to play. 0-0 the score at the break. Halftime brought to you by Realty Executives. Halftime in Knoxville, Tennessee. We'll be back after this.
We've always been heads up about money, but sometimes life throws you a curve, like juggling college for our son and what it might take to help my dad if he needs it. He's always been there for us. Our region's Green Print plan helped us feel more prepared for whatever comes next. And Mike went the extra mile for us with great advice. We feel like we've got this.
Extra confidence from Green Print. Extra know-how from our people. Extra is our ordinary at Regions.
It was definitely worth the wait.
I jumped on it as soon as it was available.
Everybody's switching. I see the signs popping up all over the neighborhood.
Rock solid, super fast speeds down and up.
It's a huge upgrade.
Cost is always consistent. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I still got it, and I still love it.
If it's in your area, you better get it. And if it's not, it'll soon be there, and you get it then.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. They look like thousands, but sound like one. In their hands, a simple beat is transformed into a masterpiece. Commitment runs through their veins. Because to them, the bigger the family, the better the game. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Halftime brought to you by Realty Executives. We've played 45, 0-0 the score as you get a good look at the scruffs here at Covenant Health Park. This is round 3 of the USL Cup. Let's learn a little bit more about this, how this competition works.
When Hartford Athletics' Adrian Deespace scored in the 83rd minute against Rhode Island FC, it began a furious finish to the 2025 USL Cup group stage finales. Deespace's goal kept Hartford alive in the race to advance in the competition as a wild card. Less than 10 minutes later in Detroit, Matt Sheldon capped Detroit City's 3-0 win over Westchester SC, taking that wild card away from Hartford. Minutes later in Kentucky, Louisville City's Jake Morris scored twice and added time to defeat Lexington SC 2-1. Louisville was now the owner of the wild card, but not for long. Back in Pawtucket, Hartford outlasted Rhode Island in a penalty kick shootout. Hartford Athletic reclaimed the wild card spot that 2 other clubs held for mere minutes.
So how did we get here? Well, after 4 group stage matches, Hartford Athletic and Louisville City were tied with 9 points. The first tiebreaker, total goals. Hartford scored 9, Louisville had 8. And that wild card spot launched Hartford's run to the USL Cup title. This year's Cup promises even more drama. 42 clubs in the USL Championship and League One will form 7 groups filled out by region. Each club will play 4 group matches, and when the dust settles, the 7 group winners will advance along with 1 wild card team, not 2 wild cards like last year. The remaining 8 clubs will be drawn into 4 quarterfinal matches with 1 stipulation. The wild card cannot be drawn against its group winner. The 4 quarterfinal winners will then be drawn for the semifinal round, with the 2 finalists drawn to determine the host for the Prinx Tires USL Cup final.
This This week on USL All Access, the 19-year-old rookie for Charleston Battery, Colton Swan, joins the show.
Just one of 3 players called outside of the MLS pyramid, and only 2 from USL Championship play. Why has his star been on the rise recently for the Charleston Battery? And what's next for the U.S. Youth National Team player? Prinx Tires Cup. Back this weekend, what group do you have to keep an eye on?
Prinx tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinx tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Extra. It changes the energy on the field and off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game. At Regions, we celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence, while our team goes the extra mile so your financial wins keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary at Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Back here in Knoxville, Tennessee, halftime brought to you by Realty Executives. 0-0 through 45 minutes in the 11th edition of the Smoky Mountain Smackdown. This is not the only match going on right now in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. We have USL League One versus USL Championship. How about Greenville Triumph? A 1-0 lead for the home side. The second match at the brand new stadium in South Carolina. Azad Liani able to link up with William Accio to make it 1-0. The 43rd minute goal just before halftime, and it now is halftime. 1-0 lead for Greenville Triumph as they look to pull off the upset win against Loudoun United. So how about that goal? And then even better, the backflip as well. So as halftime continues, let's take a look at some more news and notes going around the USL.
It is halftime in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. The drama is building in all groups. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines from League One and the championship. The lone unbeaten club in both leagues is putting up dominant numbers in a 2026 turnaround. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have scored first in all 13 of their matches in all competitions this year. But if you break it down to just 11 games in the championship, the Rowdies have outshot their opponents 50-28 so far. Congratulations to Greenville Triumph for opening the latest of the new stadiums in League One. The Triumphs began play in GE Vernova Park with a win over Forward Madison. League One now boasts 3 brand new stadiums in 2026. Young players are starting to earn more and more playing time in League One and the USL Championship. How about Santiago Higuereta from AV Alta? He scored his first professional goal in Week 12. At age 17 years, 249 days old, Higuereta is the youngest goal scorer in AV Alta history, and he beats out Vigo Ortiz of Charlotte Independence by 43 days for the League One youngest player to score this season. Upcoming national spotlight games next Wednesday, the Rowdies and Charleston Battery, Forward Madison and Fort Wayne on the 17th, and Las Vegas and Orange County on the CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
I would never go back to my previous provider.
If I had this sooner, I could have eliminated a lot of frustrations.
I don't have to hear, Mom, the internet is not working.
If you don't have it, you'd be crazy not to switch.
Tired of dealing with the same drain problems again and again? Zoom Drain Bio helps stop backups before they start. This safe, natural probiotic treatment breaks down grease and waste. No harsh chemicals, no pipe damage, just cleaner drains and fewer surprises. With regular use, Zoom Drain Bio keeps your system flowing and extends the life of your Zoom Drain service. Zoom Drain Bio, a greener way to protect your pipes, your budget, and the planet.
You've heard all about the benefits of contrast therapy. Now it's time to experience it for yourself. Explore the deep relaxation of a sauna session, the thrill of a cold plunge, and simply take a little time to unwind. Book a standard 2-hour visit, and you can always add a massage. It's all designed for deep, effortless rest. It's time for something different. It's time for Sauna House.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance and the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Beautiful night in Knoxville, Tennessee, right on the river. Halftime brought to you by Realty Executives. 0-0 the score through 45 minutes in this Prinx Tires USL Cup matchup. Let's dive into the first half that was between One Knox and Chattanooga. We start things off with Omar Hernandez feeding it out wide. Space to drive this one in. And off the fingertips of Nick Lemon making his pro debut. Able to deflect the cross of Giannis Lelin. More look at it. Lemon turning away Lelin. Into the 21st minute we go. We started to see One Knoxville really find its stride as this half progressed. This was a beautiful ball in from Jasheen Brown on an absolute platter, but Nico Gouling unable to head it on frame, left it just elevated. And it remains 0-0. 25th minute we go. More life for One Knox. It's Brown again who does well to stick with it. Links up with Murphy, then Dean. A threatening moment, but what an effort by Ricardo Jerez to turn it away. Also preventing A potential Linares goal. You see number 11 in blue standing right there in the back post, who's ready to tap things in, but unable to do so. Look at our first half statistics. Possession numbers certainly jump out. Always a major talking point when you talk about this Chattanooga side. Just 41% possession, which is actually 3% higher than their season average. The one Knoxville +3 in shots, +1 in shots on target. Those halftime stats brought to you by Realty Executives. So 45 minutes remain in this matchup on the eve of the 2026 World Cup. We have a battle in Knoxville. And we are underway in half number 2 in this Smoky Mountain Smackdown. We did have one change at the break. Nico Rosamilia has entered, replacing Eli Conway. Rosamilia made his season debut on May 16th, was out for quite a while after undergoing surgery. He's played just 36 minutes in his 3 appearances this season as Linares works into the attacking third. But if he plays this entire half, he will surpass that mark in one match today. A welcome sign to see him back out there. A guy who was instrumental in last year's championship run. As it's sent out for a throw. And with the change, Rosamilia playing the left side up front. Linares goes from the left side to the right flank. And a goal kick on the way for Ricardo Jerez. Joshua Ramos and his Red Wolf side looking for a road win at Knoxville as he feels the brunt from Rosamilia. Free kick on the way for one Knox. Certainly a slow first half in this one, though both of these teams are coming off of long breaks. One Knox playing its first match in 12 days. Chattanooga, its first match in 11 days. So maybe taking a little bit of time to get reacclimated. Lombardi, back heels, that feed knocked away. Gouling collects, rolls ahead for Rosamilia. And he wins a throw. Dean. A lovely turn by Pedro Hernandez. Lelin with space. Finds her own Lombardi. Back towards Lelin. And it's given away. Kelly Rosales. It's tapped out wide. And a goal kick for Nick Lemon. Haven't seen many moments with Matt Bentley in possession, but he's one of those guys who just needs that one moment, that one opportunity to completely turn a game on a dime. Williams. Bit heavy on the feet and no trouble for Jerez. Here's Lombardi. Bentley. Two teams in precarious spots in the USL Cup standings. Chattanooga, regardless of what happens today and in their final USL Cup match. Out of contention for winning this group. One Knoxville, it is a long shot and then some for Ian Fuller's side to win the group. Would need to win both matches. Would need San Antonio to lose its next match. Would need a three-way tie atop the group. And would need to have a whole host of things go their direction in order to have a shot to win this group. So for all intents and purposes, neither one of these teams will advance, but it's still an opportunity to play a match against a rival, build some rhythm, build some momentum. Here's Omar Hernandez working on Williams. Cuts inside Hernandez. Shot blocked by Williams. As Ramos lays it back for Kelly Rosales. A rare prolonged spell of possession for Chattanooga. And it's Bentley who stays on it. Matt Bentley leaves it central. Knocked away by Murphy. Good recovery by him. As Rosamilia lifts it ahead for Linares. The New Jersey connection. Linares plays it on towards Dean. Well, one of the better moments we've seen from one Knoxville today, but it does come up empty. We'll look at our Bush's Beans replay. Dean just a couple of steps behind it. Kinsner. Fluttering ball headed away. Linares. And the tie-up will result in a free kick for the visitors, as Giannis Lelin is down. Let's take a look at it. Murphy battling with Giannis Lelin. Acosta wants to play all the way back. Here's Rosamilia. Taps for Gouling. Mikel Gouling flipped out of possession. Throw in for the Red Wolves. Still looking for that golden opportunity. Just one shot on target for the visitors, though. Space to work with for Ramos. Here's Hernandez. Pings it across. McLeod heads away. Dean angles it for Rosamilia. Williams. Linares Good first touch. Linares lost his footing. Was he tripped up? He was. It will be a free kick, and it will be a yellow card. Giannis Lelin has been booked in the 55th minute. That is now 3 Chattanooga players sitting on yellow cards. Acosta, Lelin, and Kelly Rosales, all with yellow cards. So those 3 certainly have to be careful. Free kick on the way for John Murphy Jr. Murphy angles one in, headed central, and Jerez is there. And a free kick. We see another card. We will not, but John Matos says no more. Costa initially was set to take it. Oh, it's Hernandez. He is so dangerous on set pieces. And it looks like they're going to give this one a go. As it's played out wide towards Lelin, and Lelin shanked it, took a tough hop as well as it rolled across the third base side. As the Scruffs look on. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Those supporters certainly have great seats today. Hoping to see their one Knoxville team take down their rivals. As Lombardi is whistled. Rowan Lombardi pleading his case. Fourth-year Chattanooga man who hails from Rosario, Argentina, the hometown of one Lionel Messi, who will begin his quest to repeat as a World Cup champion with his Argentine national team. Argentina, of course, a major contender once again, but Messi's legacy already secured in his home nation. Hero is an understatement for how he is regarded. Murphy taps ahead, Dean. With a deflection, it will be a one Knoxville throw. John Motto getting things sorted out as he chats things over with Acosta. Cordova works the byline, pops one across. Engman heads away. Knoxville getting set to make a couple of changes. Abel Caputo and Will Perkins getting ready to enter for Ian Fuller's side. Just shy of the hour mark in this one. Hernandez goes down. Free kick on the way for the visitors. It will be Omar Hernandez to send this in. 4 goals and 2 assists across all competitions this season for Hernandez. So dangerous on these set pieces. It's a low skipping ball that Rosamilia taps away, and it's a throw for the visitors. And here come the changes. Will Perkins will enter for Donovan Williams. Abel Caputo on for John Murphy.
Substitution for One Knox. Coming into the match, number 6 midfielder, Abel Caputo.
There's Abel Caputo, his 3rd appearance of the USL Cup. First time coming on as a sub. And then the 2 changes for Chattanooga. Wynan Wessels on for Omar Hernandez. And Grayson Mercer, the imposing striker, replaces Aaron Lombardi. There's Will Perkins, first-year One Knoxville man. It's heaved into the area. Dean heads away. Bit of space here. Rolling strike turned away by Murphy. Poked out of danger. And Dean leads the charge. Taps ahead for Rosamilia. Nico Rosamilia, Linares alongside him. Plays it beautifully for Linares, who stumbles. And it's clipped away by a recovering Bentley. It's another promising moment for One Knoxville. Let's take one more look at it. The front 3 all getting involved. Dean finding Rosamilia, Linares. If he brought that in cleanly, a prime opportunity to break through. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS. As Mercer brings it down. Mercer plays it central and broken up by Murphy. Keep your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. As a whistle comes in, and it is against Will Perkins. And look at our Bush's Beans replay. Perkins just recently inserted. 3rd appearance of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. All 3 coming on as a substitute. Lelin unable to keep it in play. Gouling unable to collect cleanly. Score update from South Carolina at the brand new GE Vernova Park. Greenville triumph, still a 1-0 lead against Loudoun United. as the USL League One side tries to take down the USL Championship side. Gouling tiptoes the touchline. Dean, oh, this is lovely. Gouling is cross blocked. Gouling again for Dean. Leaves it back. Rosamilia cuts through. Dean again. Brown. Jaheim Brown pings one in towards Rosamilia. Headed just off target. A lovely stretch for one Knoxville. And it nearly ended in Nico Rosamilia's first goal of the season. Let's take a look at that again. Roll that beautiful Bean footage. The Bush's Beans replay. Nico Rosamilia on the receiving end of another beautiful delivery by Jaheim Brown. Notice twice that he's placed the ball absolutely perfectly. One Knox getting sent to make a change, and it is a notable one. Denis Kurchenkov, who has been one of the premier goal scorers in USL League One this season, getting sent to enter for Mikkel Gouling. We'll see how One Knox decides to line up when he heads out there. We have seen glimpses of Kurchenkov and Dean playing alongside one another. It's also a one Knoxville side that is trying to find its footing as Brodilio Rodriguez heads back to Lexington. He was such a key piece of what this team had done throughout the season, when he was recalled by his parent club after a stellar stint on loan in Knoxville. This one Knox first match without Rodriguez. Linares down, holding his right leg. Rosamilia leaves it wide. Perkins back for Rosamilia. Murphy unable to link up. Angling feed for Brown. And one of the few misplays he's had all day. Mercer battles with Linares. Mercer such a physical player up front for this team. Towering 6'3" for Chattanooga. Speaking of Chattanooga, the host city for the Spanish national team. Scott McKenzie said he did go to an open training session. Pretty cool for Chattanooga, Tennessee to be hosting a World Cup winning nation. Hernandez. Lelin, the native of Spain, sends one across. Kelly Rosales goes down. And a whistle comes in, a card comes out. Nico Rosamilia shown yellow. One more look at our Bush's Beans replay. And that will also end the day for Mikkel Gouling as he is replaced by Denis Kurchenkov. The Israeli striker has Scored 7 goals across all competitions this season. Tied for 3rd in League One goals this year with 5. But he has not scored since May 2nd. He'd certainly love to put another one in his account today. As it's lifted in, Mercer the target man, no trouble for Nick Lemon, who's had a pretty quiet day so far, making his pro debut. Hasn't had to do all too much, just one shot that he's faced on target. Dean tied up with Christian Engman. A lightning fast restart by Dean. Here's Jaheim Brown, has options. Brown rolls it ahead. Kurchenko buries it. Instant impact. Denis Kurchenkov. 1-0, 1 Knox. Let's take one more look. It's only fitting that it's an assist from Jaheim Brown. And Denis Kurchenkov, just moments after entering, finds himself with green to work with. And he will not be denied. His 8th goal across all competitions this season. And Denis Kurchenkov entered in the 70th, scores in the 71st, and makes it 1-0, 1 Knox. The first-year pro who had standout college careers at Davidson and Charlotte. Somebody who, growing up in Israel, was primarily a tennis player. His mom said soccer's too dangerous. It wasn't until he moved to the U.S. in 2010 that he was allowed to play soccer. His dad actually played semi-professionally in Russia. And a really good decision for Denis to begin that soccer career back in 2010, because here he is, a first-year pro, and this man cannot stop scoring. So the breakthrough moment and a hydration break here in Knoxville. "83 degrees in Knoxville, Tennessee. And Scott McKenzie instructs his side. He'll have to battle back into this one. Meanwhile, 1 Knox, again, still that slimmest of windows to reach first place in this group. Would love to pick up 3 points today. Would need to be tied with multiple teams atop the group because they lost head-to-head with San Antonio. And the head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. They would need multiple teams who all beat one another, plus some other factors to go their way. Let's roll that beautiful play of the match. Bush's Beans from Knoxville, supporting Knoxville. And it's Denis Kurchenkov as it stands. The winning moment 1 minute after entering. Denis Kurchenkov makes it 1-0. So the 8th goal across all competitions this season. Now, when Kurchenkov scores, this season he has scored multiple times. He has 3 braces on the year, so certainly something to watch. He's a threat to score once again. A guy who scores in bunches. Chattanooga will make a couple of changes. So the 2 center backs for Scott McKenzie's side will depart in Eric Kinsner and Christian Engman. First time that Kinsner has left a match all season. Toby Adewole replaces Engman. And it's Jordan Ayambila who heads on for Kinsner. Ayambila, who had played every minute of the first 2 USL Cup matches. As it's switched for Lelin. Lelin goes at Brown. Lelin dances. Lelin. Hernandez lays it back. That is struck by Winan from distance and nearly redirected in. It all starts here on this cross. Hernandez wisely lays it back. Winan Wessels let it fly, but took a deflection en route. And a corner kick on the way from Winan Wessels. This is his first appearance since May 2nd. As Ramos unleashes. Rallied back ahead by Kelly Rosales. And Lemon leaps. A great play to keep it in play. Nick Lemon trying to preserve a clean sheet in his pro debut. It's broken up by Linares. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Bentley. It's Mercer on the overlap. Bentley was actually offside. Chattanooga will have to find some way to get something going. Still just one shot on target for this team. A squad that has been dangerous in league play in the attacking third. But they are facing the top defensive side in League One. A sub-1 goals against average for 1 Knoxville. Mercer. Ramos quickly to Hernandez. Rosamilia does well to win it off his former teammate Angelo Kelly Rosales. The ball slotted ahead towards Kurchenkov. Adewole clears away. Second ball won by John Murphy Jr. Caputo. Rosamilia goes down. And Nico Rosamilia wins a free kick. Rosamilia slow to rise to his feet. Skated back to his feet by Perkins. Look back at our versus Beans replay. As Jordan Skelton heads on. The anchor of this back line, he replaces Scott McLeod. As Rosamilia puts it back into play, great to see Nico A-OK. Skelton, rare to see him not play a full match. In his League One career, he's played the full 90 in all but one of his 140 career league appearances. He had played 120 consecutive full 90s in League One action. You can actually travel round trip to the moon in less time than the consecutive minutes that he's played in League One matches. And here is the aforementioned Skelton. Jaheim Brown unable to settle. Rosamilia battles, and he wins a whistle. So another free kick won by Nico Rosamilia. Again, he's slow to his feet. Good to see him back up and walking. Rosamilia, with him out on the pitch, he is now playing against not only his former college teammate, but his former college roommate in Matthew Acosta. Those two were teammates at Rutgers. They were roommates for 3 years in Piscataway, New Jersey. And now facing one another in USL League One. Inside the final 10 minutes of this one, plus stoppage time, of course. 71st minute goal by Denis Kruchenkov, the difference maker thus far. His 8th across all competitions this season. Lofted ball by Caputo. Dean gives chase. Sent away. And out for a throw. Kelly Rosales is down. Let's see what happened. Battling here with Dean. Looks like he just planted funny. Both teams taking this opportunity to get hydrated, though this is not an official hydration break. We already had our second half break. Chenkov battles for it. Will head the other way, though. Ayambila. Lelin. It's played in towards Mercer, headed back by Brown. An anxious moment for one Knox. A corner kick on the way for Chattanooga. Red Wolves have struggled to generate chances in the run of play. Maybe the corner kick is what this team needs. Wine and Wessels will send this in. But first a whistle. Mato approves of the ball placement. Now we await his whistle, and here it is. Ball in from Wessels. Punched away by Lemon. Kelly Rosales rolls it in. Wessels keeps it in play. Kelly, nope, check that. Lelin hits it. Did it take a deflection? It did. And another corner kick coming. Lemon did well to punch it away. This Knoxville team has done an outstanding job blocking shots. There's another one. Linares closing the window on Matthew Acosta. So a third straight corner kick for Chattanooga. Wessels twirls it in. Lemon punches away. Hit back towards frame. And again, a shot blocked before it can get to the back line. Nick Lemon has to be very pleased with how his team has defended in front of him, blocking these shots. But a fourth straight corner. Wessels, again. This one over everybody. And a goal kick coming as one Knoxville turns away a quartet of corners from Chattanooga Red Wolves, and here comes a Chattanooga change. But first to look back at this opportunity off the half volley. Skelton headed away. Scott McKenzie going to a proven goal scorer. Ropapa Mensah heads on to the final minutes of this match. He enters as the second leading goal scorer in club history, just one away from tying Juan Galindrez for the all-time record. 23 career goals with Chattanooga for Mensah. Well done by Linares to break things up. Should have a decent amount of stoppage time, given that we had the hydration break and a couple of other stoppages. So still a chance here for Chattanooga, but they'll have to work quickly. They do win another corner. They threatened out a couple of corner kicks just moments ago. Widened, Wessels sets it from the flag. Wessels whips it in. Prochenkov, the goal scorer, heads it away. Popped back into the area towards Lelin, heads it down. Skied away. It's still in a threatening area, but Ramos is called for the handball. You'll see Lelin in that initial ball, and then Skelton just doing Jordan Skelton things, being in the right place at the right time. The reigning USL League One Defensive Player of the Year, and for good reason. We've only seen a few minutes of him today, but his impact has been notable. Linares takes it away, rolls for Dean. Final minutes of this one. Ramos. Iambila carries into space. Iambila's ball headed away. Down, lifts it clear. Lelin brings it down. Lelin pulls it back out, distance strike, parried away, still loose, and backed home. Matt Bentley equalizes for Chattanooga. In the 90th minute of the Smoky Mountain Smackdown, Chattanooga strikes back. It's the 5th goal of the season across all competitions from Matthew Bentley. And just before stoppage time, he brings us level. What a moment for the Red Wolves. And it is a brand new ball game. We have entered stoppage time, brought to you by Zoom Drain, the official drainage partner of One Knoxville SC. Well, if we do not have a winner through 90, we will head straight to a shootout for an additional point. Here's Mensah. Lifts it ahead. It's played along. Chenkov battles for it. So a quick update, Nico Rosamilia off the pitch. Knoxville playing with just 10 men right now. So Chattanooga up a player here. Already breaking through once, now looking to win it in regulation. Iambila slots it through. Brought in by Hernandez, who plays it across. Headed away. Ramos. It's a poor feed that is easily taken by Caputo. Dean has it broken up well. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for complete USL TV listings. John Murphy Jr. getting helped out by Abel Caputo. Final moments of stoppage time. Who was it last off of? And it will be a corner. And a down Chattanooga player. So a corner kick from John Murphy Jr. Again, if we remain level through regulation, we will go directly to a shootout. Murphy, it's a low ball, but he will have a second crack at it. Another corner kick for One Knox, potentially the final moment of this match. Murphy again. It's headed away. Played all the way back to Lemon, who launches on. Second ball claimed by Linares. Still life for One Knox. Linares ball drilled away, and it will be a throw. So One Knox again down a man. Nico Rosamilia on the sideline. One Knox out of substitutions. We are through 5 minutes. How much more time will there be from John Matto? Jaheim Brown heaves it in. Brown's toss. Lifted away. And there is the whistle. And 90 plus, not enough to determine a winner. Matt Bentley equalizing in the 90th minute will bring us to a penalty shootout. Here is Denis Kruchenkov, who is our man of the match, presented by Peaceful Side Brewery's Club Light, brewed in the peaceful side of the Smoky Mountain. That go-ahead goal in the 71st minute, 1 minute after entering. Denis Kruchenkov scoring his 8th goal across all competitions. It seemed destined to be the winner, but one moment from Chattanooga leveling things and bringing us to a shootout. This will be the second USL Cup shootout for these teams respectively. One Knoxville won its lone shootout against Tulsa. Meanwhile, Chattanooga lost its shootout against Birmingham Legion. So both of these clubs pushing USL Championship sides to the brink. And this rivalry match comes down to the wire. Ian Fuller, Scott McKenzie rallying their sides. Picking out shootout orders. Drama in Knoxville. The scoreline as even as it gets. And the stats fairly even as well. +5 shots for Chattanooga. A lot of those came late. Shots on target dead even. The possession numbers about what we expected. But it was that late flurry of shots that also led to a flurry of corner kicks for Chattanooga. You see them +6 in terms of corners. And it was just that one moment. Lemon had the save, but it fell so neatly to Matthew Bentley, who was unmarked. his way back onto the pitch. This will go down as just the second draw ever between these two clubs in what is the 11th meeting between these rivals. There's Ricardo Jerez. He's seen a PK or two in his career. This is his 564th professional start. And the man behind him, number 24, is Nick Lemon, who is making his first professional start. And his first pro start will culminate with a shootout. Quite the juxtaposition between those two. As we await the start of this shootout, again, both these teams will leave with at least 1 point. The losing team of the shootout gets 1 point. The winning team gains an additional point. And it is perhaps only fitting that Matthew Bentley is the first to step up, having scored the equalizer back in the 90th. Bentley versus Nick Lemon. Bentley, a proven League One goal scorer, facing a guy making his pro debut in Nick Lemon. As we are underway in this Smoky Mountain Smackdown shootout. Bentley connects. Nice and simple for Matt Bentley. He would not be denied. As Denis Kurchenkov will step up next. Look at our Bush's Beans replay. So the two goal scorers in this match stepping to the spot. Kurchenkov scored in the 71st. Here he is facing Ricardo Jerez. And Kurchenkov levels. So 1-1 through 1. Matthew Acosta now steps up. First-year pro. He has started every league match this season for Chattanooga. He cog in the midfield. Pressure's on him. Round 2 of this shootout. Acosta stutters and scores. Lemon bid on that initial stutter. Watch here, he stops and then Lemon lost his footing. And that's why you incorporate a stutter step like that. So Kyle Linares now sets it at the spot. Linares to level things in round 2. Linares rolls it just beyond Jerez. So a couple of clinical finishes for these two teams through the first 2 rounds. And it brings up Grayson Mercer, the second-year pro who came through the Red Wolves USL 2 side. He played for Mark McKeever there, Park City Red Wolves. Now with Chattanooga for the second season. The imposing striker steps up to face Nick Lemon. And he finishes. Chattanooga 3 for 3 Mercer took a little bit off of it, but placed it perfectly. Lemon guessing correctly. And it brings up the captain, the Bull, Danny Fernandez. A fan favorite. He has won Knox through and through. Fernandez. Yes! Just past Perez. Look how close that was. Just nicks it off the inside of the post. That is twice now that Harris has guessed the right way, but one Knox players have placed it just beyond his fingertips. So we march on to round 4. Wine and Wessels, these teams perfect through 3 rounds. Wessels, his first appearance since May 2nd. And he has the chance in the shootout. Wessels! Red Wolves 4 for 4. Wine and Wessels, cool, calm, collected. And it brings up Will Perkins. First-year Knoxville player, Will Perkins. Trying to remain perfect through 4 and keep things level through 4. Perkins versus Jerez. Perkins! 4-4 through round 4. That is another ball that Jerez was oh so close to getting to. Let's take another look at our Bush's Beans replay. Pedro Hernandez, the captain, steps to the spot. He's a clinical goal scorer, and he's the anchor of this 5-man lineup, and he missed it! A clank from Hernandez as Nick Lemon gets some assistance from his best friend, the post. And one Knoxville, one kick away from one extra point. Abel Caputo steps to the spot. Rivalry on the line. Caputo drills it. Smoky Mountain smackdown goes to one Knoxville. Ian Fuller's side a perfect 5 for 5 from the spot. And it's Abel Caputo who seals it for one Knoxville. The second-year Knoxville man. He has just one career goal, but he comes up clutch in the shootout. The native of Venezuela seals the deal for one Knoxville. Abel Caputo, all smiles in his face as he wins it for one Knoxville. An extra point secured by the home side. So neither one of these teams will advance out of the USL Cup group stage, but make no mistake about it, this rivalry still means something. One Knoxville takes the shootout, 5-4 the final. A huge thanks to all of you for joining us, our entire fantastic crew. I'm John Gross, saying so long.
We've always been heads up about money, but sometimes life throws you a curve, like juggling college for our son and what it might take to help my dad if he needs it. He's always been there for us. Our region's Greenprint plan helped us feel more prepared for whatever comes next. And Mike went the extra mile for us with great advice. We feel like we've got this.
Extra confidence from Greenprint. Extra know-how from our people. Extra is our ordinary at Regions.
It was definitely worth the wait. I jumped on it as soon as it was available.
Everybody's switching. I see the signs popping up all over the neighborhood.
Rock solid, super fast speeds down and up.
It's a huge upgrade.
Cost is always consistent.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I still got it, and I still love it.
If it's in your area, you better get it. And if it's not, it'll soon be there, and you can get it then.
One Knoxville claims the additional point in the shootout. 1-1 the final through 90, 5-4 in the shootout. One Knoxville perfect from the spot as Ian Fuller's side picks up 2 points today, moving to 4 points in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Well, this is how it happened. The 5th round of the penalty shootout. Pedro Hernandez finds the post, and then it's Abel Caputo, a chance to win it, and he would not be denied. Abel Caputo seals the additional point for One Knoxville, and a jubilant moment for the home side as we look at the final match statistics. Chattanooga Red Wolves +5 in shots. A lot of those came late in this match. They also were +6 in terms of corner kicks. The possession numbers, Chattanooga ended up at about 44%, which with Knoxville playing down a man for a few minutes at the end of that match, certainly makes a little bit more sense, but that's 6% higher than their season average. As you see, 1-1 the final through 90 minutes. But brought us to a dramatic moment in the shootout. In round 5, it was Abel Caputo who finished off the job for One Knoxville, who win it 5-4 in PKs and pick up that additional point. A huge thanks to all of you for joining us, for our entire fantastic production team. My name is John Gross, saying so long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.